cricket coster, beware, be aware.
Mercutio. Yo, it terrifies me to think of where the world will be in the years to come. Will there still be a place to raise your young? I fear there won't be. Civilizations are being destroyed, radiation poisoning in oceans, while beachgoers watch in horror as whales attempt to beach themselves. With the way the ocean floor has been thrashed and trashed, I wouldn't want to live in the ocean either. Creatures living in fear of mistreatment or extinction, sea levels rising, polar ice caps cracking and melting as the climate's temperature rises. Companies fracking the tectonic plates are being forced to shift, causing friction, resulting in tsunamis and earthquakes. Trees are being cut down and replaced with asphalt and concrete when trees are what give us oxygen so we can breathe. Everyone wants to point and place the blame on other people. It's easier to blame someone else than to blame the person looking back at you when you look into the mirror. We should all be ashamed. There's no shame in admitting it. That's the first step to fixing this. We need to take action, or this planet, this world we live in, will cease to exist.
As we whirl and twirl through the universe, we look to the sun to sow our seeds. The flow of air, the energy of the wind, this is the breath of life. The rain has brought forth water to nourish the earth, the land of our birth, and the growth of our food. It sustains life to both the body and purifies the soul. The energy of fire together gives us both warmth and the glow of light. The transitional force of fire sires anew. The spirit is our heart and soul. Together makes us whole as we look toward the heavens for a divine sign of eternity and immortality. These are the four cores of the elements of the laws of nature. It is evident that these existing conditions and essential interactions determine the fate of life, and they must maintain this state of balance to ensure our survival, for together they all hold the power over life and death. Why would anyone want to defy them? As I sit and ponder, I wonder what has become of our land, a bit of vast diversity in a once open territory, an environmental landscape overtaken due to population, habitation, and destruction. This grand land of what once was is now being destroyed and has to be saved, a concern just becoming realized. Trees torn down, a land transformed, great oceans scorned, injuring and destroying life below, a vast-born multicultural community, waterways littered with debris. Such a bitter sight, an infectious disgrace. Water is a matter of life. We must be aware of this affliction. Heavy machinery defacing the scenery allow whistling sparks from their exhausts. Fire flares, ashes and flashes seen. A cultural transformation affecting the formation of the future. Non-degradable landfills filled and sealed with destructible, disposable debris that's contaminating the environment and stagnating the water. An invitation to disease and infestation, now taking a destructible course. Look at what we are doing. The nuclear testing, dumping, and polluting of our dry lands are endangering reptiles, wildlife habitation, and vegetation. We cannot afford to ignore these geological lands. This worn-torn earth now quakes and shakes to its core with toxic explosions of poisonous gas and toxic fumes. Fracking, cracking, and steaming of the ground below as we bore for ore, oil, and coal, continuing to contaminate, mutate, and stagnate the surrounding soil. Disruption, destruction, and reduction of the earth and natural resources is contributing to the increase of mammal migration for survival. Behavioral alterations and decline of their kind are seen as these conditions continuing, forcing them into territorial alternatives for habitation. Our drilling, exploding, testing, and killing off of aquatic cultures are causing vacated food sources. Marine life, now depleted or having departed their previous locations of habitation, are now choosing new routes in search of food and breeding grounds. Whales are going great distances, taking new courses and drifting into predatory territories, promoting harmful, aggressive, and abnormal behavior characteristics. A mutated and polluted earth now responding to its genetically altered environment as we see the birth of evolutionary adaptations and creations of new species and vegetation beginning to appear. As we insist to persist in our beliefs to educate the populace and our perceptions to awaken nation in this interglacial time as we take our place in the evolutionary cycle. As we whirl and twirl through the universe, we look to the sun to sow our seeds. The flow of air, the energy of the wind, this is the breath of life. The rain has brought forth water to nourish the earth, the land of our birth, and the growth of our food. It sustains life to both the body and purifies the soul. The energy of fire together gives us both warmth and the glow of light. The transitional force of fire sires the new. The Spirit is our heart and soul, together makes us whole as we look toward the heavens for a divine sign of eternity and immortality. These are the four core elements of the laws of nature. These existing conditions and essential interactions determine the fate of life, and they must maintain a state of balance to ensure our survival. For together they all hold the power over life and death. Who are we to attempt to defy them? Written by Cricket Coster, Mark Coster, a.k.a. Marcusio, copywritten 2020, all rights reserved.
I don't care what y'all say. My mom doesn't rap all the time. This was her first rap, and she was really rapping. It's fire. Good job, Mom. Thank you for watching. Peace.